G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map, playing in the colour yellow as the Chinese, it's Beastyqt. And in the north of the map, on the Holy Roman Empire, it's 3DB. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Golden Heights. We're here watching EGC TV's Golden League 2. And these two players have made it through to one of the final rounds. Two of the world's best players, obviously Beastyqt. You'd have to call him top two. Only second to Marine Lord, who's come off a wonderful victory over in Heidelberg, Germany. B, on the other hand, wasn't at that tournament, but still represents probably a top 5 player, that is for sure. I mean, when you think about top 5 players, the big names that you're thinking of, Marine Lord, Beastyqt, De Muslim, Vortex, Lucifron, B. I mean, there's so many good players. But B, I reckon he's got to be up there. He's definitely a really solid player. And these two guys have got a bit of history between them. And it just seems to make the game so much more impactful. I don't know, every single time I watch a game between these two guys, I get very excited. It's action-packed, and I'm suspecting we're probably going to be seeing the same thing today. So we have got ourselves a little bit of an interesting opening. B going to be going out with a barracks over on this eastern pond. And at the same time, B going to be dropping down that barracks. Beastyqt going to be looking to try and get up this dock. Will be successful. One villager trying to make the escape. Still a fair bit of health on that, 16 health. He should be able to get that villager back towards the base and keep it alive. That's a long time. Remember that you only take 1 damage every scout hit. Actually, I think if B's microing this scout and making sure he's animation cancelling, he should be okay. He should be able to get it. You can see he's dishing out some damage. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about this opening, because you've got Golden Heights. Golden Heights is a map. Beastyqt actually just going to commit the villager. Beastyqt says, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of your sheep, and I'm just going to take it. He throws away the vill. Interesting strategy. Let's see how it plays out. All right, so Beastyqt opens up with the dock and says, look, I've managed to get my dock here. That's all that matters. But B basically says, well, you can make the dock. That's fine. I'm just going to drop down the barracks. I'll utilize the shorefish here and make sure I take advantage of the villagers that I brought over here to cancel out your dock. That's what the fight is about early on in this game. It's always about this water. But just remember, he who wins the water doesn't always win the game, especially on a map like this. The water seems to kind of play a role up until about the 15th to 20th minute on a map like this. When it's a bit more like, how would you say, Boulder Bay? Then you can start to think a little bit more realistically about it having a longer game approach. But for most of the early game, it's not going to be... I mean, it's obviously relevant to the fighting that happens, but it's not particularly relevant to the outcome of the game in the long run, and I think that's key to remember here. So we'll take a look at the base of Beastyqt and see how he's doing as he begins transitioning villagers from food over towards gold. Now, keep in mind, he's probably just going to be sacking this dock. I think he realizes there's no real way that he can defend this. He could have looked to have thrown down a barracks, but you got to remember that you throw down a barracks out here, you're marching your spears quite a long way away. Your enemy can reinforce it. They're always going to have the advantage on reinforcement. Of course, you've always got the option to supervise, and your enemy's not going to be able to keep up with that, but you're already behind when it comes to this dock and the health that it's got. So it's probably just a better idea to make sure that you just get rid of it. But it leaves Beastyqt in a tough spot, because he's somewhat, I wouldn't necessarily say been outplayed, but B has definitely thought about this opening and thought about what he wants to do, what Beastyqt will likely do, and has planned for it. And now B sits in the driver's seat, because these two fishing boats, they're going to be able to get their last little hand in right here. But at the end of the day, B's going to be the one sitting on the water happily, safely, and with a nice little food economy to help him out. All right, well, we've got to check in with B and see how he's doing. The age ups are about to come through for Beastyqt. Most likely going to be looking for that Imperial Academy nice and early. By the same token, we can see B was heavy on wood. He's pulled up some villagers now. Going to be focusing on that age up, and there's the Imperial Academy coming down for Beastyqt. Interesting position on this Imperial Academy. It looks like it's going to be able to pick up the mining camp as well as the mill. But the curious part to me is, for the position that the mill is in, this Imperial Academy is actually in a god tier position if you just put it here. You've got access to wood, you've got access to the stone, you've got access to the gold and the mill. So I reckon that, I mean, it's hard to know because there's no way we can actually see it, but I'm 99% sure that you could have placed the Imperial Academy right here and picked up absolutely everything. Now, of course, it's going to be a little bit further to walk to things like your mill, But I mean, you're getting so much value throughout the game by having it there. The alternative, of course, was to go somewhere over here, but probably actually that wouldn't have. If you put the Imperial Academy there, it wouldn't have hit the mill. So the only place you can really look to pick it up is here. So a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a mistake. No, you know what? I will say it. It's a bit of a mistake with the Imperial Academy, but maybe he's got other plans. Maybe he says, actually, Drongo, you know, we need to put our Barbican there. The Barbican, actually, hold on a minute. All right, B going to be coming through. Now a little bit of a problem for Beasty because those spears over from the east side of the map finally going to get a roll here and determined to take out this mining camp. Now, keep in mind, the gold is no longer being gathered, but Beasty's got plenty of tax he's going to be able to collect here. So, sitting on 182, expect to see that Barbican come through, and I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see the Barbican thrown down here. Maybe Beasty knew all along. He actually did the calculations. He's like, actually, we're going to need to put the Barbican here. Because if you put the Imperial Academy right here, this is where you want to put the Barbican, because the Imperial Academy comes down, and now it blocks. And... okay. There you go. That's why he's the world's best player, one of the world's best players, and that's why I'm just relegated to casting. There you go. That's kind of poetic in a way, isn't it? Like, it's beautiful to watch when you see the thinking of the pro in their natural habitat happen in real time. You know, like, here I am dissing him like this guy's got no clue. He's got no clue what he's doing. And then it's like, actually, he's got quite the clue. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's making sure that he keeps his stone and his gold protected here. He's going to need a second town center, especially in this matchup. Now, speaking of this matchup, we've actually seen this matchup a couple of times on the channel recently. And I don't remember the results of all of the games, but I do remember China did have a victory. I'm going to have to think about it. GUA beat Casfa. Was it Marine Lord playing Chinese against Demuslim and Demuslim lost? He was on the Holy Roman Empire. So at the moment, it's 1-1 on the recent games that I've casted in this matchup. The reason why I say that is because I believe this to be one of the hardest matchups in the game. This is up there with, you know, your Holy Roman Empire versus your... against the Delhi. It's up there with, say, the English against the Malians, which I think is a hard matchup. I know some people don't think it's a hard matchup. Nice little micro right there from Beasty. But he might be losing out another Vil here. Yeah, indeed he does. So that's going to be 3 Vils down for Beasty already early on in this game. I tell you what, B's doing a great job. Only 3 spears, but I tell you what, he's got such great value from these spearmen this early on into the game. So well played by B. We'll ride on board with B and see how he's doing. I'd expect to see a Castle Age coming through shortly from him. But at this point in time, he's still got quite a lot of Vils on wood, so he's just going to be looking to commit. Now, Beasty, has he made a play yet? He's not made a play yet. The one thing to note is I think Beasty's got the potential to make a play for the water again, and this is something that you do often see, and you can see Beasty just kind of patrolling with the fishing ships that he's got out at the moment, but just trying to keep a lookout exactly what his enemy's up to. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Beasty look to sneak a villager, just try and get a dock up here on this top corner. All right, Beasty slowly scouting out his enemy, spots the stone. We'll see, okay, B is not on stone at all, so he's not going to TC, so B's doing the right thing. So my theory is this, or not my theory, my experience, my anecdotes are this, okay? When you're playing in this matchup with the Holy Roman Empire, you don't want to mess around. You don't want to muck around in the Feudal Age, you don't want to muck around in the Castle Age, get up to Imperial, try and get up as quickly as you can without dying. That's a key fact, or a key factor, I guess you could say. And you want to get to that Swabia as quickly as you can. Once you're in that Swabia, then you're going to start thinking about those elite units, really look to get them out. So I'd expect to see B opting for a Castle Age timing. Somewhere around like the 15 to 16 minute mark would be reasonable here, especially because he's got access to this deer at the front. But we'll see how much damage Beasty's going to be able to do with the Jukunu as they begin moving in towards the base. He's going to have to deal with both Warwick and the Men-at-Arms. Mike the Men-at-Arms. Actually, no, he's a German. So what's a German name starting with M? Merkel. Merkel the Men-at-Arms. You know, in English, I think is it a Merkin? I think go Google Merkin right now. You know what? I gotta be careful. I might get demonetized for that. I got demonetized for the my videos have been getting demonetized on YouTube left, right, and center. It's kind of crazy. The worst part is you reach out to YouTube support and you're like, hey guys, you made a mistake here. You flagged one of my videos. You thought I said this word, but I've got an Australian accent. I didn't actually say this word. I said that word. And they're like, nah, sorry, there's nothing we can do. I'm like, but I didn't say that word. And they're like, no, I know, it doesn't matter. And even now, like on YouTube, I'm verified. Like I've got like a partner manager. I'm one of the big boys. And they're just like, sorry, the automatic system picked you up and flagged it. That's just it. So who knows? Maybe I can say Merkin. Maybe I can get away with that one. but I guess we'll try and keep it PG-13, or at least try and keep it United States PG-13 up until this video goes live, hey? We're right on board with Beasty as the age up comes through. Regnitz Cathedral coming through on the other side. Now, one of the things I'd love to see from Beasty, throw down that monastery straight away and look to contest these relics. Keep in mind, with the Chinese, you can throw down the monastery and supervise your monastery so that you can look to try and get out your monks much faster than your enemy can get out prelates. Because a lot of Holy Roman Empire players, instead of making prelates out of their town centers, as we can see right here, be with one prelate in the town center, or in the Archon Chapel. He's not making any more. He's got one in queue. They don't make them before they age up, and that leaves you exposed, because one of the powers that you've got as the Holy Roman Empire is to get out there on the map with your prelate and start snagging away those relics as soon as you age up. We'll take a look at the base of Beasty, and there it is. That's exactly what we were looking for. Monastery going to be coming down for Beasty. Looks like he might even be supervising. He is supervising it. Only 15's coming through here. If that should be 18. So he's supervising the monastery here. Nice little spot he's got at the front as well. If he's able to secure up the first relic, this is actually an incredibly good spot for Beasty. He's got one safe relic in the back, a second one which is pretty close. It's on his side of the sacred side. So he could look to steal away 3 relics. And look, this is exactly the difference that I was telling you about with the Chinese and part of their huge advantage. So this is massive here for Beasty. If he's able to deny these relics, it gives him a really good point in about the 15 to 20 minute mark, which is when those relics should be really paying off. So that is a great win right there for Beasty. Second relic's going to be this one. He'll be looking to pick this one up. I think this one's obviously the safest, so this one will come last. I don't think you bother even trying to contest relics out this far. It's just not worth it. And Beasty now going to throw down a second town center. I was going to say a third town center. This town center also somewhat covers. Covers, connects, collects, protects. That's the word I was looking for. Protects this third relic. And this is just key. I mean, Beasty absolutely destroying B at this point in time. Beasty just got to make sure he keeps this monk alive. Does not want to lose it to the horseman. Very, very nicely brings it around the outside there. I think B is aware. Yeah, Beast. Oh, beautiful bait here. Beautiful bait. Oh, the knight comes in. He's going to be able to take out the relic holding monk. Beautiful bait away by B. Forces these spears away. And this is something that I always talk about in my coaching, which, by the way, if you're interested in checking it out, go check it out. In my coaching, I always say you've got to remember the spearman, it's not designed to chase units. You don't want to be chasing units down with the spearman. What you want to be doing is protect your MVPs. You're going to have VIPs that you've got around the map. You need to protect them, whether that's your Mangonel, whether that's your Springald. You need to keep these guys alive. And you don't do that by chasing enemy units away. You do that by holding position, by guarding those VIPs. That's what's so key. Now we hear another relic going to get picked up, but oh my lord, we've got knights in the vicinity. Beasty might be in a little bit of trouble. You can see there's oversight at the moment. I'd almost be tempted. No, the knight, he's going to go for the Wallalor, but the knight's just coming so much damage, and the relic's going to go down. So Beasty losing two monks in very quick succession here. Relics exposed, and still there is a window right now for B to pick up these relics. He's picked up his own 2 relics, and you can see the monks, or rather the prelates, on the move. They're out here on the map. He's got 2 of them looking to try and pick up these relics, and this one's very exposed. Beasty looking to try and pick up this relic. You can see how important it is. He's really looking to make sure he keeps this alive. Should be able to get this one back. You can see him heading over towards the monastery now, and able to deny away 2 of those. Looks to try and get the wall in. Beautifully done. Forces the pathing away from that monk. Looks like he manages to siege it down, so pulling that villager back a little bit preemptively, and the knights are going to be able to get through here. Once again, I think he's going to be losing another monk. Hasn't got one in queue, and the relic going to be going down very, very close to the base of Beasty. So slowly but steadily, he gets it. Knights coming in for a raid on that backside, and B overwhelming Beasty at this point in time. He's managed to take out 7 workers so far, and he continues to put on pressure. We see the very rare archery range coming out from the Holy Roman Empire. You know, there must be something going on here for him to get one of these out this early. All right, well, the fight continues. We're right on board with B as he looks to put on the pressure. We can see at the moment that relic, he's got vision of it. The second one, he's got vision of it. Keep in mind the prelates are on the backside just waiting for their chance. Knights coming in looking to put on some more pressure. At the same time, there we go. I knew it was going to happen. Beasty sneaks the dock on the top. That's exactly where he should. He gets a dock on the bottom as well. Beasty looking to play the water, but the problem is that his enemy is pushing him on land. And Beasty, I feel like he hasn't invested a lot into land. Compare it over to his opponent. Where's that relic? We've got the first one. Second one still out here for now. So Beasty keeping his head above water, but I can't help but feel like it is only a matter of time until these relics are gone. You can see more units rallying across the map. Have we got any prelates here? We've got a low health prelate, just the single one. He's got the option. He's going for the relic. He's looking for the dive here. A single crossbow bolt should be able to take him out. Let's see if he's managing to get it. Moves in for the snag. Palace guards are here and the crossbow takes him out. He says, ha, I'm playing with my food, mate. That's my relic. Don't even think about it. Where's the next prelate? There's got to be another prelate on the way. Surely there's another prelate on the way. Not at the moment. So still 2 relics exposed on the ground, and Beastyqt in trouble. I mean, he's managing to dish out damage on the water. We can see right now that there's quite a scuffle happening over there, but the main concern is in the base of Beastyqt. Double hand cannon slit's going to be firing down upon the army, but remember, oh, look at this, another monk going to be going down. Does not allow him to pick up that relic. It all just goes back to, I can't help but feel like Beastyqt was not necessarily a little bit silly, but with this wall up here, he pulled the villager back preemptively thinking, oh, yep, that's okay. And the knights just sieged straight through the wall. He didn't actually fix it up. And there's the prelate that we were talking about. This one looks like it might actually get away. If he's able to pull this relic away, I think this is going over to B. Now, remember, he's got the regnets as well. Speaking of which, excuse me, sir, you're going to need to put that relic inside the regnets. Otherwise, you're not going to get your gold for it. Pulls back the relic. There we go. We just heard it getting deposited. Look, oh my God, look at the prelate numbers. He's going absolutely wild. And Beastyqt somehow holding on with no units whatsoever. 4 spears, 5 crossbows. Just a handful, 2 handfuls of units. He's been fighting over on water. He's done a decent job. He's completely nullified the water. But at what cost? It feels like he's lost a lot of pressure on land. That relic. Keep in mind the relic did get stolen away. B now sitting on 3 relics. He could be looking for 4th. In fact, I think this might be it as well. There's no units out right now for Beastyqt. There's a huge difference between these two. You're talking about 24 units on land, not to mention the fact there's 7 prelates out, compared to just a handful of spears and crossbows. It's really not enough, and we've got ourselves a yoinkaroo. A yoinkaroony. I don't even know what you'd call it in this situation other than Beastyqt going from a really good position to a really bad position. And this is not the position you want to be. But I will say something. The fact that Beastyqt has forced B to stay this long in Castle Age is a really good thing. And it's delaying the relevance of Swabia. I think that's probably not the best way to say it. What it's doing is it's delaying the importance, not delaying, but it's reducing the significance of Swabia. Even at this point, Beastyqt goes back, or B goes back, he says, all right, I'm done making units, I got all 4 relics, I've lost the water, but it's okay. Well, he hasn't really lost the water. I mean, the fishing boats, he's just got the fishing boats. There's actually a relic in that dock. That's a bold choice. So he's still got the water out here. It's just they've just kind of chilling right now with John Cena in the back of the Lamborghini. In the Lamborghini? No, the limousine. I apologize. So I feel like at this point it's very easy for B just to put take the foot off the accelerator, go Imperial, throw down that Swabia. But look how far along we are in this game already. 18 minutes. Like even if he just stops everything, stop, drop, and roll. And roll yourself up to Imperial Age, you're still going to be talking about Imp at what? Like 21 minutes? That's way too late. The farming economy is barely even here. Beastyqt's position might not look terrible, or might look terrible, but I don't actually think it is. I think he's going to continue to scale because he did add that second town center in. And it's a really interesting playstyle. I don't think I've seen this Chinese style before. 1 TC into the Castle Age. Almost you could call it a fast castle. Straight into supervised relics, or supervised monks. And then adding the second TC. I like it a lot because it denies out the relics. That's the key thing. And he moves straight into crossbow spear as well, which is by far the best combination that you want to be running against the Holy Roman Empire. Such a great combo. Looks like this town center is starting to dry up. Beastyqt's going to have to start thinking about a farm transition shortly. When it comes to food, there's a few little outposts of berries tucked away on the map, and the walls start going up for Beastyqt. Definitely the right call. When you want to start investing heavily into those big swaths of farms, you want to make sure that you've got them nice and protected. Palace guards now pushing the front. Still no big farm transition, and honestly, the longer this goes on, the worse it gets for B. Which, I mean, it shouldn't have to be said in this matchup, but at the same time, it's important that I repeat it. Because the Holy Roman Empire, while they excel in the late game, the Chinese, once they manage to get there, they're going to be able to outdo them. The key difference here is they've got access to the hand cannoneer with pyrotechnics, an extra 1.5 tiles of range. It's going to give them the ability to kite for days upon days upon days, together with the Yuan dynasty and the Zhukunu. It's going to allow them to just out-DPS the enemy, and no real way for them to catch it. Obviously, there's horsemen, there's knights, but with that many units pumping out damage, makes it very, very tough. And now the nest of bees. Mass is starting to build. He's up to 2 nest of bees here. A beautiful Chinese army. I love to see this composition. Now, one thing to note, I don't think this is a bug. I think this might be intended, but chemistry is already through for Beastyqt on the Chinese. Actually, is it? It says 10 rocket arrow, Seige. It's 8+2 on the UI though, but 10. I wonder if Imperial increases this. We're gonna have to pay attention to that. Nice firing of the bees. Not a whole lot of damage here. Gonna be able to push him back. Now that sacred site in the center, gonna get neutralized. Both players neutralizing up the sacred sites. Beastyqt might have to think about falling towards this back wood line to avoid over-chopping too much. Alternatively, he'll just have to wall in that line. And now Beastyqt gonna be the one pushing out here. Definitely not the advice I'd give to him, but you just got to be so careful against the Holy Roman Empire. Like, this is the thing, right? Like, he could either be going imp or he could be massing up units. You've got no idea what he's doing. And the answer is he was massing up units. And now you made him angry. Knight's coming through. He's looking for a bit of a fight. May bite off more than he can chew. Nest of bees. Could be taking a lot of damage. The Springles on the backline doing a wonderful job. Managing to kite back these spears. The crossbows on the backline going to be doing plenty of damage here as well. And the numbers still looking really good for Beastyqt. Despite pushing back his enemy, I still feel like the Holy Roman Empire player is in a decent spot. There's no mangonel here. That's the key difference. The nest of bees are able to deal with the archers really well. The lack of mangonel, though, is really what hurts the Holy Roman Empire player, and we can see that mangonel rolling off the blocks right now. Had that mangonel been out, it would have been a different ball game here. And now you can see from that hold, Beastyqt's position starts to worsen a little bit. Not as good as it once looked, and apologies for leaving up that UI. I've just looked over to my second monitor now and seen that over there. It's a terrible feeling. It's a terrible feeling. Was trying to get that off. Sorry for you guys. All right. Walls coming up for Beastyqt now. Outposts for his enemy. Be looking to line the map. Did this Vil die? I swear I heard a villager tapping away on that outpost. And now I hear nothing. Look at the score difference between these two. 1,000 points up for B. But at the end of the day, I don't know if you can really rely on the score. The one thing that concerns me, I know I've talked about it, I brought it up a million times before. We're 22 minutes into this game and still no sign of Imp. Swabia is losing its relevance. Even if you go Swabia at this point, you gotta ask the question, why? You're already on 70 vills. Is it really worth it for the little bit of extra villages you might make? More walls gonna be coming up here for Beastyqt. Throws a gate down on this bottom side. Looking to try and really nicely walled in. Oh, we got counter walls coming through. Beastyqt gonna be walled in by B, and then Beastyqt gonna wall in B. Knight's managing to hit the gold vein. 40 worker kills so far. Looking to try and push up that number a little bit higher. Not gonna be able to find too much more. And now counter attacks. Palace guards moving across the map. Knight's gonna be able to catch them out of position. Cleans them up pretty easily. 41 worker kills, and still this knight stays alive. 34 health on it. Might not seem like a lot, but when you consider that villagers don't really do a lot of damage, that is absolutely fine. And Mangonel is just moving in unprotected. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a license for that? I don't think so. We're gonna have to close this down. The first Mangonel is gonna get cleaned up. What is going on? What is B doing with this attack right now? Second Mangonel gonna get cleaned up. I think he realizes all of the Springalds looking to now unpack and take out the enemy units. In the middle of the map, we got a keep. Oh, we got a keep attempt right here. Looks doubtful that it's going to get up. Villager count 6, 5. He wants to. This keep is imperative that he gets it up. Prevents this sacred victory from coming through. As long as he gets the keep up, he will be able to survive through this mid game. That is going to be key. And it looks like the keep will get up. Oh, there's one villager. Oh, the Springled emplacement on the outpost. The villager. The scaffolding's coming down. Look at the scaffolding. The villager got taken out though. It's okay. It's okay. He just pulls another 2 vills. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. And still, over on this west side, I can't help but feel like B has thrown away so many siege engines without any real point. Sacred Site gets neutralized in the center. Still, the west one is being held. And we hear that Swabia going through finally. Where is the Swabia? Where's the Swabia? Oh, it's at the back. Swabia at the back. 25 minutes into this game. 79 villagers out already. Remember, you want to hit that cap of about 130 vills. You can, with the Swabia, you can go over it. You can go 140. You can even go 150 with the Swabia. But you just got to remember that the difference between hitting this at 15 minutes and 25 minutes is so big. When a villager takes 6 seconds to build, that means over the course of a minute, you make 10 of them. The difference between now and 10 minutes ago is 100 vills. That's some quick math for you. You can be on 182 vills right now and flooding this game with units. You wouldn't want to be, though, but you could. But you wouldn't want to be. Now, here's this knight that we were talking about. The 34 health knight from before. This knight is one of those knights that's just so annoying because you can fight against this with your villagers, but if you do, the knight is going to just rack up so many kills. So Beasty doing the right thing, just getting on out of there. Definitely the right call. And now Beasty going to spot out that Swabia. Sees all the vills queued up in it. He'll know that his enemy is going to be catching up on the economy quickly. 59 worker kills so far for B. 20 worker kills for Beasty. And on the east side of the map, Beasty did indeed get cleaned up completely. So all that's left over here is just fishing boats for B. And he's a happy little camper. Well, you could probably say a happy little fisherman. So now Beasty's position. It's hard to judge these positions, right? Because I would still say that the Holy Roman Empire has got the advantage in this situation. 4 relics up against 1. Imp up against... Well, Imp up against Castle Age, and he's managed to take out a lot of villagers. That's a key thing to remember. A lot of villager deaths have occurred here. Beasty's done a good job in defending, but not good enough against B, who's been relentless with the raids. 59 worker kills so far this game. And now the Palace Guard coming through, looking to try and scout out what the enemy's up to. Sees a couple of scouts here. Mangonel shot manages to hit. And now Beasty needs to move out. The key here is for Beasty just to kind of... If I'm Beasty, I'm looking to stonewall up this side. You just want to forget about this side. And you just want to fight him down the middle. That's all you want to do. Make sure that you've got plenty of keeps. You're looking to slowly creep forward with keeps. Drop a keep down here. Drop a keep over here. You just want to really start pushing up with keeps now. That's going to be a big thing for Beasty to be doing in this late game. Nice little raid coming in. A couple of spears. Just going to be annoying. We're right on board with B as he looks to expand out his line of sight on this map. A couple of outposts getting dropped down. Upgrades coming through. We do see Elite Landsconnect coming in for B. It's been a cracker of a game so far. As I mentioned, when it comes to these two guys, they know how to have a grudge match. That is for sure. Now we see a keep going to get thrown down, and B actually just going to be segmenting this map off. Interesting decision from him. I would have thought, I mean, it makes sense in the short term, but in the long term, I would expect that B might even look to send a little probing force down through here. Maybe a bombard with a couple of horsemen to help out. Stonewall's slowly going to get built up, and I think Beasty should have line of sight of this. No, he doesn't. These palisades have got barely any line of sight. All right, well, keep in the center. Boiling oil coming through. Take a look at this. Bombarding. Oh, cannon emplacements on those outposts. A little bit of a counterattack up towards the north. Elite Knights not yet through. But expect them to come through shortly. Spirit Way gonna get dropped down. There it is. Age 4 comes through for Beasty. Does he look to pick up? So, the key here, going into late game, Beasty needs to make sure he's looking for roller shutter triggers is going to be really big. He's getting greased axles at the moment. You'd also want to reduce the cost of your Nesta B, so reusable barrels is going to be really important. So expect to see these come out. That's going to allow him to keep siege control. And siege control is really important because going up against the culverin of the Holy Roman Empire, this is where it gets difficult. As long as he's got units or siege that is being made from his astronomical clock tower, he should be okay. So he'll need to make a second siege workshop so that he can get roller shutter triggers in, which I think he's already done somewhere. Let me see if we can spot it. We can hear units fighting. There's the siege workshop right there. Roller shutter triggers coming through. So Beasty knows exactly what he's up to. He knows how to play this game. He doesn't need to be told. And now the Stonewall in response coming up from Beasty. Definitely the right call to be going into this Stonewall. And this plays into Beasty's strength, right? Like, remember, Beasty's key strength is late game. Chinese key strength is late game. Well, it should be. It's not really anymore. It's actually kind of like late castle is when their strength is. But in this matchup, it's Imperial, post-Imperial. Beasty brings out a lot of villagers here to repair the keep. You can see not a lot of resources in the bank for him. He gets a cannon placement. It's coming through on this main keep. Now pushing forward. Roller shutter triggers is in. Manages to lose one unit. We've actually got a keep going to be going up. Nest of bees from the top rope. Not a lot of damage. And now going to be falling out of position. Beasty, wake up, Beasty, no! Oh, the nest of bees! Oh, Beasty makes a terrible mistake. This could be game ending right now. All 5 nest of bees will go down in the blink of an eye. Beasty, terrible decision. Oh, it's not even decision. You know what it is? Because the same thing has happened to me. He's got all these different control groups, right? Like you've got control group 1, which is all of these units here. Spears, palace guards, crossbows, Juganus. They're all in control group 1. Control group 2, that's all nest of bees. And control group 3, that's all your springles. And he's told everything move forward, and everything's moved forward, and then he's told everything move back. And the nest of bees didn't get the command. It happens to me all the time. And the thing is, you've just got to... The worst part is, it's just how the game is, right? Like, whether you like it or not, that is it. That is the answer. It is the reason why that happened is because the game is bad. That's it. It wasn't Beasty's fault. It was the game's fault. But you could also say it was Beasty's fault because he needs to know that the game is bad, and then that might happen. So you've got to be ultra careful with your siege like that. Unfortunate for Beasty. Now those spears going to be looking to protect the VIPs over on the gold mine. At the same time, we've got a counterattack coming in right for those springles. He's managed to lead away all of those spears onto the gold vein, and that's going to leave a little bit of an opening, but at the same time, more spears going to be coming in from the south side. Beasty with the elite upgrade on the spearmen, looking to try and cut through these horsemen as quickly as he possibly can. Elite upgrades have come through on them as well, and he's got a huge massive siege together with these infantry, and Beasty's looking to try and take control of this central location. Now keep in mind, first sacred site is held by B. Second sacred site not held by anyone. So this is one of the ways B can get a victory condition here. If he's able to push forward on this keep, take the sacred site and place a keep on top of it, it's going to leave Beasty in a really bad spot and a difficult thing to take from his enemy. But the fact that he's got this keep up has meant he's been able to hold this sacred site. He's been able to hold the gold as well. And now we can start to see, look at these emplacements coming through. One of the things that I have noticed, and I will point it out right now, that is starting to concern me. It is the rise of the cannon emplacement. For anybody who has been paying attention, you will have noticed the cannon emplacement has been going crazy lately. Everybody's been using these. You can see them cannon emplacements over here, cannon emplacements over here, over here. All of these are cannon emplacements. They've got AoE. They don't observe a pop cap. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Get those cannon emplacements out if you haven't already. Get him out there. Yuan Dynasty about to come through for Beasty. We can see right now the line of sight that it provides, and that's going to give an increase of movement speed to all of his units. Infantry going to be running faster. 1.44 movement speed. Speed, rather, not seed. And does he have palace guards out at the moment? No palace guards. Those guys are going to be even moving even faster. And now from that north side, B going to be looking to once again effectively take out all of these villagers on the gold vein. We can see some of them getting inside the outpost, but the rest of them going to have to be running towards this keep. Springald's going to have to escape, and that keep going to be under pressure. No emergency repairs here. The town center is going to be going down, but once again, 2006 hit single from Jojo. It's too little too late, and the keep falls down to the ground. Slowly and steadily, Beasty is pushing back B. His position's looking better. But as the game goes on, it just seems to be getting better and better for Beasty. The walls haven't been challenged. He hasn't had an opportunity to push through. I would have loved to have seen just like a ram and like 3 knights down here come through on the back. It's completely open for him to just be hit. There's no stone walls back here. There's no keep defending any of this. It is just... I take it back. There's no stone walls down here. There is a keep protecting some of it, but I reckon he could still do some damage. Keep going down. Unfortunately for Beasty, the keep or the bombard does go down, but he's still got one on this north side. And now, a little bit of a raid going to be coming through. Beasty going to be going for a spearman raid. It's a classic style of raid, pioneered by Marine Lord, popularized by B. Spears making their way through to the base. You can see all the cannon emplacements coming in. This is what we talked about. This is what gets so scary in these late games. And now we got crossbows getting thrown away here. What is Beasty up to? Why is he throwing away? That's what Beasty is up to. As soon as I see him throwing away crossbows like this, it's like, what is this guy up to? There's something going on behind this. There's your answer. It's the Elite Fire Lancer. It rises to the case. I didn't even mean to rhyme right there, but I did. And we've got the Fire Lancers coming through. Good night to the first culverin. There's a second one at the back. Beasty, go for it, Beasty. Go for it. He's there. He wants it. Give him some love. Give him some fire. Boom, 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 boom. The Venga boys lighten up his room. And good night, sweet prince. As the second culverin goes down and Beastie's position continues to be solidified in the center. That bombard's still alive. This bombard just kicking butts in the center, having a great time. You can see that cannon emplacement does manage to hit it, but the bombard, too much damage. Beastie. He's looking really good, really solid. Elite horseman moving out, but he's fine. He's got plenty of spears here. Spear's going to be looking for a surround, but the VIP, has gone too far. You got to get back here, VIP. No! Quickly, clock tower bombard. He lives, it's fine. No! Oh my lord, it was close. Veterans, veterancy coming through for the spearmen of B now. Now when we compare these two and what their economies look like at the moment, you've got about, 2,700, about 6.3k for B. Over on Beastie's side, you're looking at about the same thing. These guys are so evenly matched right now. Their economies are huge. And there's that 130 villager cap that we were talking about that you ideally want to be hitting once you're in the late game. 130 vills gives you this kind of optimal position where you've got enough army, but you've also got enough villagers to replace them. And look at the keep just firing out, trying to deal with the outpost, but Culverin's moving up, trying to snipe them out of position. The bombard survives once again. And a couple of fire lancers will get caught out of position. Needs to make sure he's holding on. And no, not the bombard! Live, bombard, live! The bombards are living. And now B going to try and throw down a keep, but the bombard is here. Fire lance is going to be moving through, dishing out some damage here. Emergency repairs straight onto the keep. That bad boy's going to be surviving for a long time. And more units. No, not the bombard! He just keeps hunting down these bombards, and he's only using horsemen. You gotta be throwing something more heavy at these boys. You gotta be throwing culverin or knights or kitchen sinks. There's gotta be something that you can throw at these guys that actually knocks them out. Remember, these aren't any bombards. These are clock tower bombards. They got the extra health, baby. Speaking of extra health now going to be coming through for B, as well as chemistry. Speaking of chemistry, are there any nested bees on the field at the moment? I don't think so. No nested bees. Elite fire lance is now looking to move around. And at this point, B's just... This is the problem, right? B is just being reactive. It doesn't feel like B's doing anything. He's not getting out there on the map. He's not pushing avenues when he should be. Like, right now, he's doing the right thing. He's walling up. This is the correct play. He needs to wall off, segment this map out, control the narrative, and then start pushing in from the sides. He doesn't want to fight a fight down the middle because of the hand cannoneers. Remember that if you do get locked into one of those big battles down the center, the hand cannoneers, the Jukunu really strong in the late game just because they are able to power through on those fights with the extra attack speed from the Jukunu. So you really got to watch out for that. But he really wants to try and split down the sides. I'd love to see just a gate thrown down, a battering ram or two, and then just a push down here. At the same time, something over on this side. But Vills are now coming through. Beastie managing to break behind enemy lines. And we also see we got ourselves a little bit of a tidying up happening. Take a look at the worker kills. Beastie trying to even it up. We're right on board with the Beast as he looks to pick up Siege Works, another upgrade that's going to be buffing up his already very strong siege engines. Keep in mind those clock tower bombards. Oh no, those clock tower bombards. No, those clock tower bombards are going to be going down. They've moved out a little bit too far. It's another case of the siege forgetting exactly what side they're on. And now 38 minutes into this game, Beastie slowly and steadily climbs towards victory. Having a look at the score though, you wouldn't know it, but it definitely feels like position-wise, Beastie's done a good job to get ahead. Another keep going to get thrown down. There's still 5k gold left on this bad boy. There's always going to be the option for trade. Keep that in mind. There's the trading post in the corner of the map. Should be able to set up that market, get himself some infinite gold. He's obviously got gold from the Regnitz Cathedral. Tithe Barns has come through, so he's got plenty of different resources coming in on that. A lot of idle vills though, 46 of them. The Beastie slowly pushing up. We see a keep getting thrown down by B. I think that's where those villagers were going for, was a keep to be dropped. I'm not sure what happened down here on the south side. It looks like more stone walls have managed to go up. Beastie yet to, or rather B yet to wall up this whole south area. And this is really going to hurt him because now it allows Beastie to get up onto this north side, this north shore. Should be able to clean this up. We'll ride on board with Beastie and see how he's doing. What's he got going on behind the scenes? What's he thinking? What's he planning? When it comes to production, it's just literally spears and elite fire lancers. He's making nothing else. He's got the Yuan Dynasty bonus, so these guys are going extra fast. 1.87 movement speed, together with the 1.44. That's not even including when they're diving. When they've got that charge coming through, you can see right there, 2.23 movement speed. These things are like motorcycles, like Yamahas. 500 cc's of greatness. Are the MotoGPs still 500 cc? I remember back in the day, it used to be 125s, 250s, and 500s. I don't know if it's still 500s, though. I know they just call them MotoGP now. And you got the Moto 2 and Moto 3. They were the days. You guys remember Valentino Rossi back when he was at his peak? The absolute GOAT. Valentino Rossi is to MotoGP as the Viper is to Age of Empires. That's one of those little... That's one of those tests for you. Have you ever done one of those tests? They make you do it, like, when you go for a job. And they get you to do a whole bunch of, like, analogies. They're analogies, right? I think that's what it's called. Like, kitchen sink is to kitchen as... Axle is to car. Keep going to be thrown up here. Once again, the consequence of not having stone walls. This is what B wanted. And this is what he got. He has just put these stone walls out too far. Didn't manage to get them up in time. Didn't allocate enough villagers to build them. Didn't think about it early enough. Didn't calculate the risk of the fire lancers. And now Beasty looks to punish him. There's so much room up here for Beasty to grab. This is really core land. If Beasty's able to continue this pressure that he's able to place here, it's good game. Because once you secure this area, it just allows you to hit all of the landmarks, all of the farmland, and that's exactly what Beasty's doing. Look at that. Taking out the mill. But you can see that the defense is going to be solid for B. As long as this area remains open, he'll be okay. So, for B, I'd love to see, like, more defensive walls to come in. He manages to get the keep up, but I'd love to see, like, stone walls across here, a stone wall across here, maybe a stone wall out towards this position. There you go, stone wall on the front line. This is what he needs. This is the stone wall that he needs to defend himself. More fire lancers going to get caught. And Beasty actually spots this stone wall. Let's see if the Bombard decides to shut it down. Bombard trying to shut it down. Culverin trying to get through. The Culverin get blocked out. The Culverin were trying to shoot the Bombard. The stone wall prevents it. And now all of the fire lancers are going to be able to eat them alive. Look at the Culverin try his best to come through. He's not going to be able to do anything. And the Bombard just going to be sitting on the back like, thank you. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Oh, that is terrible. That is such unfortunate timing. The wall came up as the Bombard was about to die. And now that Bombard sits protected, undetected. Well, at least for the moment. Get him, boy. Get him, boys. Get him, boys. And the Bombard finally goes down. Oh, jeez. This game. It takes it out of you, man. It takes it out of you. I'm not even playing. I'm just casting it. I'm exhausted. Can you imagine what these guys are feeling right now? As they're playing this game, as they're getting pulled apart. I mean, Beasty's in the zone, though, right? Like, that's the thing you got to remember. This is Beasty's... This is his favorite thing to do. Late game macro. That is... Like, that's his middle name. I saw his passport. His name's Alex. Alexander, maybe. Late game Beast. Beastyqt. And then there's, like, 14 other names, because he's actually... yeah, well, anyway. All right, well. The gate going to be coming up at the front. Remember, you can use the gate... In an interesting way. Now, he doesn't have a lot of archers out, but in the event that he looks to, he can look to try and get up on this wall and use it as a defensive platform. But now, Beasty going to be looking to dive in upon all this production. There's a couple of stables here. We see fire lancers moving up towards the north, up into that farmland. At the same time, defense on the front looking very solid. He should be able to push this out. Manages to take down the keep and says, you're not taking this. I need to secure this land, sir. Gate. We've got the... That's the wrong way. He's put it the wrong way. He's put the gate the wrong way. This could be a costly mistake. Honestly, this could be a really bad mistake. This is great if you're trying to bait your enemy up here, but you don't want to bait your enemy up here, because if they get into that position, you're going to be... All of your reinforcements are going to get hit. All right, well. Slowly but steadily. Beasty stabilizing, but... B is looking to get back into this game, and I feel like he's heard my call. This is the right play. This is what he needs to do. The way you get back into this game is doing this. This is exactly it. Make your enemy react to these attacks. Get in behind the back. Look at the production coming out from Beasty. So much production. And now Beasty going to be moving into ranged units. Something we didn't expect to see. We talked about it earlier on, but I think Beasty realizes now might be the time that he can just blast down the center. This is where the Zhukanu come out to power, and you can see just how much damage was done by those lens connects. So much damage. The bonus coming in from the Spirit Way going to be helping out a huge amount. Falls back towards this keep. This keep has been god tier throughout this game. A really good, strong keep that has just stayed alive for so long, and he does manage to break through. Keep going to be able to clean it up. Should be able to help out, or should be able to deal with it. Needs to make sure he re-walls so that he's able to get through. And speaking of re-wall, we got an opening right there in the gate. At the same time, east side, you've got Fire Lancers looking to try and find their way through. Farmland in the north is absolutely fine, and Beasty in the middle is getting pushed. As the struggle continues on, Culverin together with double Bombard. This, I tell you what, I don't think this keep's got too much left in it. It's been doing well this game, but at the same time over towards the west side of the map, look at the bombard coming in for Beasty, slowly eating through the rest of this wall. How long will this keep survive? That's going to be the question. And oh, the bombards are under pressure. The bombards get forced back by the fire lancers, and it's going to go down. And now Beasty's bombard is looking to fire down upon that stone wall gate. I don't even think it's going to matter that it's gone up the wrong way. And Beasty really looking to stabilize in the center. Elite Spears up against Elite Spears. Non-stop action in this game. This is exactly what you come to these games for. Beasty versus B. Name a more iconic duo. I will wait. Oh my lord. It's absolutely... There it is. Pyrotechnics. This is it. Look, Beasty, 20 hand cannoniers. He knows this is the win condition right here for Beasty. He can sense it. He knows that if he just goes right down the middle now, Spearman, Jukunu, hand cannoniers with pyrotechnics, this is how he wins. This is how he finishes the game. I think he recognizes the wall as well. I've got a suspicion that he might. Beasty now will right on board with him as he plays from the pocket here, forcing back his enemy. B struggling to put together an army, sitting on 165 pop, going up against the 200 pop of Beasty. He's falling back towards his position. Expect a mangonel or two to come out any second. Has he got any in queue? There was one in queue. I saw it just for a blink of an eye. But it's no longer out. And now B gonna have to fall back away from this front line. Manages to clean up the bombard. Cannon emplacement still firing off. And now B looking to try and mount a defense. We'll ride on board with him. As Beasty pushes in, he gets repelled back. Keep in mind there's Landsconnects in here. These guys don't mess around. Big swings to win. Watch out, the Doppelsolders, the Zwei handlers. These guys mean business. And more attacks now coming in. Down on this southeast side of the map. Chukunu looking to team up together with the spears, but they do get pushed back too far, too deep into the production. The first of the hand cannoneers makes their way onto the field. Beasty's taking the high ground. Anakin, I have the high ground. Do not dare. Do not dare. Look at Beasty. He's posting these guys up onto the corners. Remember, they get additional range. They get additional... What have they got? They've got additional range, additional survivability. They take reduced damage. Everything takes reduced damage on the wall, including the Lance Connect. So watch out for those. Beasty has taken his wall. He has stolen the wall. He said, well, sir, you built a very nice wall. And sure, you made the Mexicans pay for it. But I'm just going to take it for myself. And that's exactly what he does, but you can see the B right now looking to try and take it back. But B going to be falling back, realizing there's a lot of infantry coming around from the east side. More attacks happening on the back. We enter into the cinematic mode as Beasty tries to push through. There's so many units coming in right now. The production is going absolutely wild. Treb going to be looking to help out. Manages to take it out, and the wall goes down, but Beasty still holds strong. Jukunu together with the hand cannoneers looking to try and get on top. They managed to do it. He's got insane range. Let's quickly just have a look at the range that he's got on these. 7.5 tiles of range on the hand cannoneers. He is sitting on top of the wall, says, you will never get this. You will never get this. La 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 la. That is exactly right. At this point, there is no way that he gets this. I'd love to see Beasty come through right now and just drop a wall in between these two, right in the middle here, prevent these walls from getting up. You can see Beasty trying to hold on, trying to fight this little corner that he's built out for himself. He's up against melee units. It's going to be so much harder for those melee units to find a concave when you're up on top of these stone walls. The cavalry not going to have a chance of getting up here, and Beasty continuing to push out units in towards the center. We see hand cannoneers, and we see spearmen. He's moving into this late game dream combination of the Chinese, exactly what you want to see. And look at the outpost coming down, just non-stop outpost. Treb doing work as they slowly but steadily push this back. Emergency repairs on the Regnits? What's happening to the Regnits? Is there a bombard on the loose somewhere? I wasn't paying it. There was a bombard on the loose. I didn't even see it. And now the hand cannoneers. Look at the hand cannoneers up the top, going to be getting repaired by the Jukunu. He has stolen his wall. Beasty has stolen his wall. This is it. This is your thumbnail moment right now. This is happening. He stole the wall. Oh, it's beautiful. It is absolutely marvelous to see. And Beasty trying his best to hold on. B just looking to push back now. So many outposts here. All the villagers on the front line are going to be running the garrison as quickly as they can. Look how many outposts there are. It's ludicrous. He continues rallying units towards the center. Remember, the melee units on top of the walls aren't going to be able to do too much unless there's units up there to contest with. He manages. He's looking for that. He's looking for the trebuchet. Not going to be able to find it. And now all of a sudden, it looks like B has managed to stabilize. But the question that I've got on my mind right now is, what is his income? And it's still looking pretty solid. 3,700 food a minute, exactly where it wants to be. But you can see he's getting split right now. There are units on every single side of the map, and now going to be firing down from the outpost. We've got extra materials in, because why the heck not? Wouldn't you have extra materials in a game like this? Oh my God, what a game. What an absolute game. What This is the definition of man fight. You wanted to see a man fight. This is it. Two guys, the heavyweight category. Neither of them know how to block. They don't know how to parry. They don't know how to wrestle. All they know how to do is box. And we got them here punching each other's faces as much as you can want, as much as you can ask for. And we hear those mangonels coming off on the background. A single mangonel for the moment over on the east side. Keep going to be going down. Beasty able to micro that out. Over on the west side, though, everything is quiet. Nothing is happening at all on this west side whatsoever. All of your attack is going to be on the center here, and we head back into the cinematic mode as Beasty tries his best to force back B away from this position. You can see all the villagers have gone idle. The Treb's going to be firing down at the outposts, eventually taking them out. Double Trebs in here, and the Fire Lancers managed to take out the Mangonel, and you can just see how much damage the Chukunu are doing. These guys are fully upgraded. They've got their incendiary arrows, they've got their +3, they've got everything that you'd want right now, and remember, on top of that, they also have the healing bonus. Whenever one of them dies, they heal up all the units around them, and give them that nice little bit of attack speed, and now the Fire Lance is going to be coming through as well. The Pyrotechnics combo from the Chinese is looking solid here. This is what they're known for, this fireworks combination. It's incredible watching this gameplay. I guess for me, as a previous Chinese player, getting to watch this is such a treat, because this is a matchup that gave me so much havoc, and watching someone play up against another player that's on the same level and has such difficulties in this game with the fact that he's taken 4 of the 5 relics on this map, taken the water, and still somehow manages to find a way through. And now the Bombard's going to be moving into position. Once these Bombards get into position, that is going to be game. They will threaten the Regnitz. If the Regnitz goes down, the game is over. And there's the wall that we were talking about before, coming through. A couple of horsemen looking to try and close out on these Bombards before they can do any real damage to the Chukunu. Together with a hand cannon, he's going to fire it off. Villager's going to get pulled. It looks like the Bombard will go. Oh, it survives. It manages to live, the hero Bombard. And now that Regnitz Cathedral is going to get threatened. With the Regnitz Cathedral going down, that's going to mean the gold income from the Holy Roman Empire is going to trickle down to 0. And with 0 gold means 0 Lance Connect. It means 0 men at arms. And it means a whole lot of problems. And a bitch ain't one. That is for sure. I probably shouldn't have said that. The whole the whole situation with demonetization and whatnot, and Relic does get dropped over here on the east. He was looking to try and pick it up, was not allowed, and you can see right now Relic count gonna go from 4. Oh, Beasty left it alive. Oh, Beasty, you're so cheeky, don't leave it alive. The villager got pulled to repair. He went through emergency repairs, and now Beasty looking to dive down upon the enemy. Bombard's getting back into position. He says, oh, I thought I killed you, sorry. He gets back into the spot. Now the horsemen looking to try and make their route. I think they will get at least 1 Bombard here, but it looks like the Regnitz will go down. And when it goes down, you've got 0 relics in the bank for B. And this is where it gets very hard for him. One of the Bombards does lose its life, but he manages to keep the second one up. He's trying to work up that Regnitz Cathedral. So many resources getting thrown into that right now. B with 1,300 wood. The wall gets completed, and Beasty overwhelming on the front. So many units flooding in here. B at 130 population. Beasty at 200. So many resources stacked in the game, in the bank. This is it. This is the game. I don't think there's any comeback from B at this point. Beasty overwhelms his opponent. A beautiful game coming out from one of the best players in the world. B, he put up an absolute fight. A beautiful show of force, but unfortunately it wasn't enough here today. And now you can hear those relics getting picked up. I don't know if he's looking for a wallolol. I don't know if he's praying. I don't know what he's planning to do, but I tell you what, it ain't going to be enough to save him from this game. Beasty with a glorious victory here. Fellas, if you've enjoyed this game, you know where to go. Go check him out. EGC TV, 15 GMT, 10 a.m. Eastern, every Saturday, every Sunday. You get games like these. Games as good as this every single day. It is non-stop action. These are some of the best games you'll ever see on Age of Empires. And what a pleasure it is to cast it here. Slowly but steadily grinding him out. And Beasty just increasingly looking like he's in a solid position, and the game does get called. That is going to be it. Fellas, I hope you've enjoyed this casted game. I hope you've enjoyed watching this epic game from Golden League 2. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.